got to understand where I'm coming from. I'm coming from the position. There you go. See, that's why I'm gonna bring Rogue 1831 on, because he already spitting this knowledge. I'm gonna let him comment with y'all for a second, then I'm gonna bring him on. I'm starting from the position that I'm for the political, economic, and social independence, victory, and competitiveness of black people. Right? I'm coming from the standpoint that in order for black people to live well and live successful, joyful lives, we have to have our own everything. Our own everything. What do I mean by that? Our own land, our own banks, our own schools, our own everything. Hospitals. I'm coming from the standpoint that integration has been devastation for all black Africans in America. Right? Integration has been the most devastating thing to us. Integration has been worse than crack cocaine, heroin, the war on drugs, Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon, Tyler Perry, all that shit. It's nothing worse than integration. The most negative practices and habits that we got through integration. All the businesses and farmland and everything that we had before, we lost through integration. There's nothing on this earth, and not just in America, we can go back to Africa. We lost Kemet through integration. I'm talking about the most well-built, scientifically advanced, spiritually sound, moral, advanced societies ever built. The first who produced the best in black history, we lost through integration. Now Egypt is all white. We lost it because we began to let foreigners in. We began to intermarry with them. We began to accept their customs. And now they will tell you that Hebrews built the pyramids. How in the hell can a goat herder nomad who never built a damn jail cell come build a pyramid? I'm talking about integration. And the worst form of integration is when a black man goes to marry a white woman, or a black woman goes with a white man and they reproduce a mulatto. That's the highest form of integration. Well, what does this got to do with Colin Kaepernick? Well, Colin Kaepernick is the result of the highest form of integration. Now, that's not my only gripe. That's just a starting point. But if you've ever read Dr. Chancellor Williams, I'm coming from Dr. Chancellor. I'm not coming from my own opinion. Okay, do you see this book? I read it so thoroughly that it's falling apart. It's not my opinion. I read it like you ought to read your Bibles. Right? Because I read both. You can't just read one. Okay? I'm going to start with a quote from Dr. Chancellor Williams. Now, Dr. Chancellor spent his whole life studying our people. Right? Listen to me. All of these people who want to say that they love Kaepernick, right? And get off his back, and you're being divisive, and you don't have any reason to do this. Kaepernick wasn't raised in mulatto. Kaepernick was raised white by a white woman and a white man. He is born a mulatto, but he was raised white. Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go to a man who studied in America, who studied in Great Britain, and then he moved to Africa and studied the continent for close to 20 years, right? I'm going to bring you what he said. I'm not coming with what I said. Page 295, The Destruction of Black Civilization, Chancellor Williams. Okay? Chancellor said, does anyone wonder why this all-important white-created color factor is skipped over by white historians? He's talking about the mulatto. He said it's white-created because they would force intermarry and interbreed. If they were scientific in their approach and objective in their methods, they would deal with the mulatto role in black history. Oh, now we're talking about Colin Kaepernick now. Because this didn't just start today. Y'all thought this started with the NFL. Y'all thought this started with the NFL. Let me tell you, this started over 6,000 years ago. Okay. The mulatto role in black history. Even though it was a major source of white power, he's talking about the mulatto now, 295, Joy Israel. Even though it was a major source of white power and the white man's most effective agent in helping to destroy black civilizations everywhere they were found. Uh-oh. I guess I'm not being so emotional now. You can come with citations and facts and be emotional. Right?
Oh, no.
Emotion just means you're going on your opinion, how you feel. I didn't know Hey, want me to tell you a secret? I campaigned for Obama. I have pictures with Obama. I set records for voter registration for Obama. I didn't always know what I know now. That's a mulatto. I didn't know what he had in store for us till I seen it. But when I seen it, I was at least intelligent enough to say, hey, Obama, building more military bases and strengthening AFRICOM on my continent in Africa, that's not good for black people. Pushing the LGBTQ movement, that's not good for black people. Telling us you can't be specific with us, but you can be specific with the immigrants and the gays, that's not good for us. I say, wait a minute, damn Obama. Right? So, our ancestors said, and I quote, the mulatto role in black history. The mulatto has been a major source of white power. White power. Did you say black power?
No, white power, big fella.
It sounds like white. And the white man's most effective agent, keywords there, most effective agent in helping to destroy black civilizations everywhere they were found. Now, if you got a problem with me, you take this up with Chancellor Williams. And if you got a problem with your own elders in favor of a Colin Kaepernick, you a damn fool. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Okay. A hotel. Ashe. All right, everybody ready? We finna move on now. And I'm gonna just go point by point. Listen to me, black folks. If you never understand one thing I ever said, I'm gonna start with the major and I'm gonna work to the minor. For the major, I'm going to come to you with a giant. If you have not studied the works of Dr. Claude Anderson, this is his newest book right here. This is his newest book. I only read a few pages from it. A Black History Reader. 100 questions you never thought to ask. Dr. Claude is a giant, and this is the economic black blueprint for excellence and dominance. This is the book you got to read. Powernomics. Both of these. But before I tell you what Dr. Claude said, I want to tell you who he is. Dr. Claude is an economic expert. Listen to me now. Dr. Claude Anderson wrote the first affirmative action bill. Okay? Dr. Claude wrote the bill, and he said, I intended for affirmative action to be black specific. His definition of mulatto, a white parent and a black parent. That's pretty simple, ain't it? Damn. My definition of mulatto, black parent and white parent. Okay. Dr. Claude wrote the first affirmative action bill. He wrote it. You know, he was working, I believe it was under one of these presidents, Jimmy Carter, Nixon, one of these people. He was working under them. He wrote the first affirmative action bill. He said, I intended for this bill to benefit blacks and compensate them for the legacy of slavery. It was supposed to be black specific. Right? You know what black specific means?
For the blacks.
Only for the blacks. Okay? Dr. Claude, the OGs, said it was supposed to be black specific. Now, Dr. Claude is such a gangster, he's getting up in years now, but Tariq Nasheed makes sure he put Dr. Claude in all of the hidden colors because he's so respected. This book right here, Powernomics, he gave us a blueprint to economic and political power. He wasn't talking about integration, right? Okay, Dr. Claude said I meant for the bill to be black specific. Now, Colin Kaepernick is the opposite of that. Now let me get this together for you people. If black people are going to make progress, if we're going to achieve economic independence, If we're going to get to the position where we're not begging for jobs, where we creating our own jobs, where we creating dynasties like the Arabs and Asians and Jews, that we passing these corporations on to our own kids. If we're going to get to that point where we're competing and winning instead of just begging, let me in and treat me better, then we got to get a black specific mindset. Right? Not all oppressed peoples, not all of the disenfranchised, not the hurt people, not the people who, oh, here we go, we got somebody attacking Claude Anderson. I'm going to look at this. Many white folks against him, but it supported it because they saw it used the advantage. I don't know what the hell this person talking about. I'm about to block him. Okay. Not women's independence. It's going to have to be black specific, right? And every time we get off focus, right? Every time we dilute our mission, every time we try to help everybody else, we lose track, we fall off, and we lose. And that's done purposefully, right? That's done purposefully. What we have to be doing now, I'm going to be specific here. Dr. John Henry Clark said, you can't build a black nation until you build black communities, right? You can't build black communities until you build black families. You can't build black families until we get back to the Ankh. The black woman, the black man, the black child, the life that it produces. Balance. This is the key to life. Damn, our ancestors had this right thousands of years ago. I shouldn't even be going back over this. Imhotep looking at me saying, Big Vern shouldn't even have to go back. We already left it for them.
Gave you the blueprint.
Gave you the blueprint. Okay. So I guess you don't get it. Barbara Clark. Now I'm not coming from my own emotions. I'm coming from my ancestors, from what they left me, what they studied, what they found to be true. Okay? So if we need to be building cohesive black families, which are the first steps to organization, Stokely Carmichael said, organize, organize, organize. Before you can organize a community or a political party, you're going to need some black families. Because a community ain't nothing but a bunch of black families getting together. Now, I know that because I'm doing it as we speak. All right. Okay. So now, if I'm telling you that we need to be about the black family, the black community, the black economy, the black political institutions, the black everything that's outlined in Powernomics, anybody talking about anything else got to get their ass out.
Quickly.
Quickly, says Attorney Ross. Let me give you an example. This is the one that my wife just used for me. The people, my wife's mom is a breast cancer survivor, twice. The people that are dedicated to beating breast cancer research, breast cancer fundraising, they meet, right? They plan. They have rallies, they have marches, they distribute flyers, they raise money. They all into the game, right? Now let me ask you a question. Shoot, Instagram just got interrupted. 1 second. Let me get Instagram back going. There we go. Let me ask you a question. If they were having a breast cancer meeting, right? They're discussing the latest in treating breast cancer, right? And I came in there talking about, well, I want to discuss syphilis. What the hell you think they're going to tell me?
Get the hell out.
Get the hell out.
That's not our purpose. That's not our mission.
I'm going to raise my hand in the middle of the breast cancer meeting and say, can I talk about syphilis? They're going to say, hell no. To the no. Hell to the no. Do you see? But we the only bastards that's dumb enough to go for this. And Kaepernick is leading us down that road. He's the main one. I figured out today when I started taking shots at Kaepernick and people that had been supporting BPM who has a proven track record, and we did everything that we do without white people's money, and they start going against me for Kaepernick, I realized that Kaepernick is the new mulatto white Jesus. That's who he is. Obama went up. if you said anything about Obama, they was coming for your throat, even though he was not good for no black people. Well, Kaepernick is the new Obama. You can't critique him. He's beyond critique. You can't say anything. But when I got the power of God, my ancestors, BPM, and my SCAR 17, I can say whatever the hell I want. Right? And I'm finna say it tonight. All right. Now, we have to have a pro-black mindset. Black focus. I done went over Dr. Claude Anderson. Now, why do I say that Kaepernick is not black focused? Why do I say that Colin Kaepernick is not black specific? Why do I say that Colin Kaepernick is supporting things that are outright detrimental to us? Well, I've done the research, right? And I just want you to just take a few notes. Don't take my word for it, because I don't want to be like the preachers who say, I said it, so that means God said it, so you got to do it. I want you to go do your own research, right? Colin Kaepernick pledged to give $1 million, right? He became martyred, basically martyred, saying he gave up his career for black people. That's what the people said. Nothing Colin Kaepernick has done has been for black people. Listen to me now. I went to his website. His. Now, not any of his enemies. I went to his website. Now you could go too, because it lists all the organizations that he donated to. Not only have they not gone to black specific organizations, they have gone to organizations that are working to destroy black people. Right? Want me to give you one? How about the Black Youth Project? When I read it, I said, black youth? Oh, that's for blacks. That got to be black. He said black. That was the first one that said black. I had went through about 15 of them. That's the first one that said black. It said, we working to empower and organize black youth. I'm like, okay, I got to give him credit for this. Then I got to the last line and it said, but it's through a feminist and LGBTQ perspective. I said, oh shit, they done got me again. They done got me again. I seen black youth. I was like, this is a BPM. This wasn't no BPM. This is she be him. Right? I said, Cap, why you gonna give money to gender confusion? You know, that's not nothing that's helping us. That's not African. This not confused. This doesn't have two wombs or two phallus. It just has a womb, a phallus, and life. Now, if this had two wombs and no life, it would be an 8.
It would be an infinity sign.
Yeah, but then we'll give that, okay, Kaepernick, you win. If it had two phallus and no womb, it would be a cross. Right? But this has a womb and a phallus. So how the hell are you going to support the feminist LGBT and a P? Now, my daughter learned her alphabet right now, and she's not going to learn that. Okay, all right. Well, he supports the LGBTQ movement. Well, can I give you further proof that he does? It's not about skin tone. It's about your ancestry, your mom and your dad. You could be light-skinned like Zeke used to be and still be black. You could be dark-skinned as I'm trying to be and still be black. But it's about your ancestry, your mom and your dad, because you're going to have loyalty to both. That's the problem. Okay, stop trying to make like this light skin versus dark skin. I ain't saying nothing about light skin versus dark skin. I ain't into that. I'm talking about true history here, mulatto. All right. Now, can I further prove to you that Kaepernick supports LGBT? Well, what's the main LGBT group that's recruiting blacks right now? Hands, only hands. Zeke, Black Lives Matter. $5 for Zeke. Now, Black Lives Matter is the most hideous, destructive, deceptive, sad, sick, despicable organization I've ever seen in my life. Because I would rather you just be the Klan and fight me in open than say, hey, we're for blacks, but really, you're here to queer the movement. Oh, yeah. Now, I done posted that. The founder of Black Lives Matter said they're here to queer the movement. What the hell? Dr. Claude was talking about economics and politics. He didn't say nothing about the queers. Why the hell y'all want to queer us? If you clear us, we will cease to exist. If you turn this to an 8, we out. What? She said, we're here to queer the movement. Their leading black man, their most masculine black man,
Damn romper.
he wears pink rompers. Not just a romper, a pink romper. His name is D-Ray. Now, if you go back to my Instagram and my Facebook, you'll see, well, Kaepernick is sitting right at the table with D-Ray. They did a little interview with D-Ray. D-Ray said, yeah, me and Kaepernick cool. We talk, we collaborate. He's down with us, we down with him. This is, well, damn, Cap. You supporting the gay feminist youth. You're down with D-Ray, Black Lives Matter. Well, how in the hell you gonna be black and do that? Last thing I heard, they were trying to exterminate us. See, y'all don't study eugenics. You got to study Margaret Sanger, the eugenics movement, and how that was the root of Nazism and how they trying to exterminate us. It's 3 ways, and Colin Kaepernick supports them all. Number 1, you make sure that the blacks can't reproduce. How do you do that? Forced sterilizations, or you push homosexuality. Can 2 men reproduce?
No.
Well, they can reproduce AIDS, but that's about it. Okay. Forced sterilizations and you push homosexuality. It's in the Jaffe Memorandum. Jaffe, the Jaffe Memorandum. They're going to push that on us. Okay, if you want to do forced sterilizations or you're going to push homosexuality, that's one route to do it. The next thing you do is you convince the black man to don't reproduce with the black woman. Now, we already know that Kaepernick supports, I forgot to tell you, 25,000 of that million, at least 25,000, it went to groups that are advocating abortion. Now, let me give you a little information on abortion. The wide-scale, free, open promotion of abortion in this country, y'all want to think it was Hillary Clinton and women's rights. It was Margaret Sanger, who started Planned Parenthood, who said that the blacks are like weeds and they must be exterminated. And she put these Planned Parenthood institutions, just call them black baby killing factories.
In our neighborhoods.
Yeah, let's call them that. She put these black baby killing factories, not factories, that produces something. This is eliminating something. Huh? She put these black baby graveyards in only black areas. Do you see? Because she had a mission for it. And as it was then, it is now. Because now, if you just look at the government statistics, more black children die because of abortion than because of anything else. What about black on black crime, said the Uncle Tom. Nope. Abortion. What about AIDS? Nope. Malnutrition? Nope. Diabetes? Cancer? Nope. Nope. Abortion. So why in the hell is a black leader like Colin Kaepernick, whatever the hell his name is, supporting these groups? Just go to his website. You'll see where the money is going. It's on his own website. You told me you was for the blacks. You supporting Margaret Sanger? All right, that was a little bit of I got a little bit drawn off, but I had to put that in there to make sure you know. He's supporting the feminists, the LGBT, the abortion. And what about the other thing? I said they want to convince the black man not to get with the black woman and reproduce, because you're going to produce a strong, resilient black child. Do you know? The European is having a hard time reproducing. They have a negative birth rate. They have the best medical care, the best nutrition, the best facilities, the best housing, and they're having a hard time reproducing. In vitro fertilization, they stealing babies from Africa. It's hard for them to reproduce. Meanwhile, you can go get a black woman, don't got none of that, in the worst area, in the worst part of the town, with the worst health care, she can have 10 of them. They see that. Do you think they don't? So they say, we're going to convince these people not to reproduce with each other. If they won't go be gay, at least we'll make them despise each other. And we will promote, and we will advance, and we will advertise, and we will glamorize those amongst them who go over to the other side. I don't know, can I give you a few names? Serena Williams. That was painful. Okay. Harry Belafonte. That's Kaepernick's little mentor. You know, Halle Belafonte didn't want nothing to do with no black woman. Okay? Halle Belafonte, Shannon Sharp. Y'all gonna be mad at me. See, make sure my scar is loaded. Okay?
All right, Big Phil, I got you.
All right. They want to make sure we don't reproduce because they want us to be gone. How simple is that? How simple is that? Okay. So, does Kaepernick represent that? Kaepernick represents that times two. Well, how does Kaepernick represent that times two? Number one, he's the product of interracial marriage, interracial reproduction. Number two, let me ask you a question. Some people are saying that if he's half black, he's black. Then I got to stop attacking him because he's another black man. Well, let me ask you a question. If he's black, and we need the black man to be with the black woman, why doesn't he have a black woman? Right? Can I ask the question? Now, if he's mixed or if he's white, then I can't hold him to this code. But y'all keep telling me he's black. Well, if he's black, and if I have millions of beautiful, intelligent, educated, dynamic black women across the country, and we do, and they don't have a black man, they're waiting on one. And if Kaepernick is a black man, how the hell can you excuse him going to get a white woman? Well, she's not black, she's Middle Eastern. She's not white, she's Middle Eastern. Damn it, are you stupid? Okay, there's white Arabs and there's black Arabs. There's white Puerto Ricans, there's black Puerto Ricans. There's white South Africans and there's black South Africans. I take that back. There are white invaders into South Africa and there are black South Africans. Okay? The woman who he's with, who is a Black Lives Matter advocate, her mom was born in the Middle East, which there was no such thing until they created it, overpopulated it, and overran it. Her dad was born in Egypt, which is now white. Because, damn, there you go again. Her dad was born in Egypt, which is now white because of integration. Boy, this man got 6 degrees of integration in him. Okay? All right. So, why is that okay? Now, let me ask you a question. I'm going to skip back up to a little note I made to myself. Because this is my thing. I'm a happily married, faithful black man with a black wife, 2 black daughters, a black truck, a bunch of black guns. I even got a black dog. And I want to know, this is my question. Every day, in real life, in the courtroom, on social media, I see black women who are chronically single, right? Chronically, not single for a few months. I'm talking about you've been single for 5 or 10 damn years, right? You're looking for a black man, a good black man. Am I correct?
Correct.
You're looking for a good black man, but you just say you can't seem to find one. You say it's a under population or underrepresentation of good black males. Is that what they say?
There's no good black men out there.
You say there's no good ones. The good ones are married, there ain't no good ones. You're just stuck. You're looking for one. Well, Big Awesome comes along, Attorney Awesome, once Big Awesome in high school. Attorney Ross comes along. Kendo 407 comes along. 904 BPM Sadiq comes along. And we say that we are going to pledge our allegiance to the black woman. And we're going to tell every black man we see that you ought to be with a black woman. And if you're not with a black woman, you need to get you a good black woman. And we're not going to accept nothing else but you being with a black woman. And then you get mad at us.
Call us a hate group, big fella.
Wait a damn minute. I'm trying to help you. Wait a damn minute. I'm advocating to help you. I'm putting my life on the line because you see, not many people will say that the black man ought to be with the black woman and nothing else. But you, I'm going to say it. And I lose friends because of this. I give a damn. I ain't losing no guns, no money. But I say that the black man ought to be with the black woman. I say that I'm going to teach this and push this to your benefit and to your daughter's benefits. And you turn around just because you love Colin Kaepernick so much, who don't have a black woman, and go against me. I can't believe this shit. Okay, I had to put that out there because I'm trying to build a nation, and I know you can't build a nation without building families. You can't build a nation without building families. All right, Zeke. While I'm going to show them those books and show them the titles of those books, I gotta take a restroom break.
Already? Let's do this, guys. First off, we have a Black History Reader by Dr. Claude Anderson. Take a look at that. Check me out. Facebook. Then we got Powernomics, also by Dr. Claude Anderson. Boom, boom, boom. Then there's okay. Darn it. Got Destruction of the Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams. Check this out. Okay. And then last but not least, we got The Blueprint for Black Empowerment by Bernie Jackson. Got that. Hopefully Big Fella will come back soon.
Some right there.
Which ones?
Right there.
Oh. How Europe Underdeveloped Africa by Walter Rodney. Yep. It's upside. No. Pretty beat up. I don't think he's gonna go through these, but just to pass the time. The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson.
Must read.
Gotta get that. Listen, see. What's up, Chad? Nothing too. Oh yeah. I don't know that's that.
You showed them the Miseducation of the Negro.
Yeah.
Did you show them the philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey?
No, I hadn't got to that. That's this one right here.
What about
Philosophy.
Yeah, show them this one.
Oh yeah. Then you got Homosexuality and the Effeminization of African Males by Dr. Baruti.
And make sure you show them this one.
Got another one here. The New Jim Crow, Michelle Alexander. Alright, guys.
All right, that is the commercial message.
Okay. Excuse me.
Good job, Zeke.
All right.
All right. Okay. Now, I had to take a restroom break. Now, the man wanted to know how many I made you read. I done tried to make him read every one of them, but boy, look at here.
Who that?
When the man only want to shoot guns and lift weights, well, at least I made him read the New Jim Crow. I can tell you that right now. And Nothing to Show For It, and the Blueprint for Black Youth Empowerment. So let me get back to what I was saying. Let me give y'all a tip, and I'm going to read a quote from Dr. Claude Anderson's book. Right? This is Dr. Claude. This is the OG. Dr. Claude, how can I put this? Tupac is the greatest rapper, maybe Biggie, in the rap game. Well, Dr. Claude is one of the greatest ever in the black empowerment game. He's the OG. So let me read you what Dr. Clark said. Not Dr. Clark, Dr. Claude Anderson. Now, I know some of y'all know more about Dr. Dre than y'all know about Dr. Claude. But I'm going to put y'all up on something. Because Kaepernick is an integrationist. He's donating to immigrant groups, gay groups, feminist groups, lesbian groups, everything except black. He's not black specific at all. Let me explain to you, not from my words, but from the words of a genius. Let me explain to you why this is problematic. Let me explain to you why we have to be specific towards our goals. Only blacks. Dr. Claude, he starts with a quote by Thomas E. Woods Jr. In his book, 33 Questions About American History, pointed out and discussed how Dr. King proposed that the nation institute a Bill of Rights for the disadvantaged, not a Bill of Rights for black Americans. See, let's focus in now. I'm going to need a higher level of thinking at this point. You can't just be emotional. You can't be saying bye, Felicia. You can't just be throwing stuff out without thinking. Dr. King, now this used to be some of y'all heroes, but I hope I destroyed that last week. Dr. King proposed that the nation institute a Bill of Rights for the disenfranchised, not a Bill of Rights for black people. Do you see how this is getting to be problematic? Because I thought you was representing us, right? I sent you up there to talk about me, not poor white farmers or poor white women. I sent you up there to talk about me, blacks. Okay, this is what Kaepernick Kaepernick all over again. The term disadvantage became synonymous with minority. There go Kaepernick talking about them minorities. Uh-oh. Minority.
Here we go again.
My name ain't Minority. Vern, what are you? Are you a minority American? No, I'm a black. I'm an African. I'm not a minority American. Jonathan, you a minority American?
Hell no.
You gonna start a minority American business?
No, I'm black, big fella.
Okay. The term disadvantage became synonymous with minority and equated government-instituted slavery to contemporary issues such as poverty, gender, and immigration. Do you see how this works? When they start to put in all these different categories with us, then they get to throw themselves up underneath our suffering and say we suffered just like the blacks. You see? We deserve compensation just like the blacks. The LGBTs get talked about, we got lynched. The LGBT, whatever the hell it is, get picked on, we got burned. The immigrants get talked bad about by Donald Trump, we got enslaved. But you're gonna let them underneath Colin Kaepernick put us all together. No, you're not gonna put me together with them. Now I ain't saying I hate them, I want to fight them, I dislike them. All I'm saying is don't try to equate their suffering to mine. The police don't pull over LGBTQ and blow them away in front of their children. First of all, because they can't have children. Second of all, because they're no threat. The heterosexual black man is a threat. The black family is a threat. So don't you put them in the same category as me. Ida B. Wells was a threat. Robert F. Williams was a threat. James Baldwin wasn't no damn threat. Bayard Rustin wasn't no threat. Let's get this correct. All right, let's go. This quote is from a Black History Reader by Dr. Claude, his newest book. You ought to go get it. You got to go to his website. I couldn't find it on Amazon. All right, let's go further now. Instead of framing the focus of his work to long-suffering black Americans, Dr. King's euphemism of disadvantaged opened the door to a myriad of ambiguous groups that made the case that they too had suffered institutional mistreatment, deprivation, and exploitation. Here you go. You open the door for them to say, let me in too. If you're going to give blackie something, give it to me. If you're going to give them something, I deserve it too. You're going to let everybody in. Messing with Kaepernick. Everybody gets in. If you go to Kaepernick's website, he doesn't say I'm against oppression of black people. He says I'm against oppression in all forms. That means if you talk bad about a lesbian, that's just as bad as lynching a black man. Okay, get the hell out of here, Colin Kaepernick, with your fake ass afro. I know you're putting spritz on it to make it stay up. I know you're putting spritz on it. Y'all black women know what spritz is. That used to get them finger waves. Okay. Dr. King's actions started black America down the slippery slope of competition with fabricated minority issues in 1960 when he said, we're going to take this movement and reach out to the poor people in all directions in this country. He took us down the slippery slope. Now this Dr. King here. Now I'm going to finish this off. I'm coming straight from Dr. Claude. Now, if you go listen to a few of his lectures, maybe you can't read, right? Maybe you don't want to read. Just go listen to a few of his lectures. And I guarantee you'll be on my side if you take the time to do it, instead of following Kaepernick and D. Ray McKesson. Okay, listen, I'm gonna stop reading to you for a second with this one. But everybody take this and put it in your pocket. Straight from the mouth of the great elder. When Dr. King folded poverty, class, gender, ethnicity, language groupings into the black civil rights movement, listen to what he did now. He effectively destroyed the movement for blacks. This coming from a real OG. Not coming from me now. All I got is 2 degrees, 2 black babies, some black guns. This couldn't, it's not for me. You wouldn't trust me. But hopefully you'll trust Dr. Claude. Right? Here we go. Dr. King, he effectively destroyed the movement for blacks. It took away the issues of their exceptionality in society, issues which had never been fully addressed nor remedied. The unique historical experiences of black Americans became synonymous with minorities, multiculturalism. What the hell is that? Diversity, people of color, and poor people. These off-course issues confuse racial issues with class issues. Dr. King's redirection of the nation's attention to poor people and other oppressed people of the world put blacks on the back seat of the bus and voluntarily reversed the course of black self-interest to the days when they were denied the right to even have group self-interest. Now, I'm giving you straight from the book for anybody who says he's not making any sense. He's been emotional. This is exactly what Kaepernick is doing. If you look to the groups that he's funding, if you look to who he is, if you look to the woman he has, if you look to his true rhetoric, it's not about blacks. But it's gathering our attention, it's gathering our energy. You focused on him. And let me ask you a question. Why is Colin Kaepernick going around dressing like a Black Panther and throwing up the Black Panther fist? When they put him on the cover of the magazine, they had on the Black Panther thing, and I see him quoting Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton hated the American system. He didn't fight by saying, I'm going to donate to the lesbians. Fred Hampton went to war with the police and ended up getting assassinated. This man took a knee and ended up getting more money. Right? Do you understand that Kaepernick has made more money now than when he was a third-string quarterback? Let me ask you a question. Why for the first 4 or 5 years of his career, he didn't even identify as black? He didn't have an Afro Malcolm X shirt.
In a fade, big friend.
He had a fade, and he wasn't throwing up no fists. But as soon as he was third string and his career was down the drain, he got a new career. Huh? Okay, y'all trust that shit if y'all want to. I'm gonna bring up Rogue 1831 to join this conversation if I can. Let me see if I know how to do this. I'm gonna bring up a real soldier. I'm gonna bring up a veteran if he want to come on here. Nah, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, bro? You doing, man?
Man, I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm good, always good.
Well, man, you know I'm very fired up about this topic, and as you know, because I seen you post a free giveaway for the destruction of black civilization today, you know where I'm coming from with this, right?
Right.
But the people who don't read, those are the problem. So, I'm trying to make this as clear as I can that this brother, that we have to be black specific, that's the only way. That's the way we were forced to be when we built black Wall Streets all across the country. And that this brother is shifting our focus, and that he's a Trojan horse, leading us into a field of despair. So what say you? By the way, my brother here, did you 25-year military veteran?
Yeah.
Not just military like cooking and washing dishes. I'm talking about Marine Corps? Army? What specific group?
Special Forces group.
Special Forces. And was there any combat involved? Years worth of combat. Was your life ever in danger?
All the time.
Did you ever do any reading after that?
Reading after that?
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Name some of the top things that you read.
Powernomics, Claude Edison.
Okay.
Destruction of Black Civilization, Philosophies and Opinions of Marcus Garvey.
Mm-hmm.
Who Betrayed the African World Revolution, Baba Clark.
Oh, man.
Blueprint for Black Power, Amos Wilson. Falsification of African Consciousness, Amos Wilson.
Get him.
I got a whole bunch of books in there, man.
Okay. I knew that. Most of the Uncle Toms who I debate, I asked them what they read, and I'm a Christian, so don't take this as an insult. I'm not a traditional Christian, but I asked them what they read, and they just say the Bible. So I take it you've read more than the Bible.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this. The response that I've been getting by a lot of people is that I'm just being a hater, and I'm being divisive, and I'm not pushing the right direction by exposing the contradictions in Kaepernick. What say you?
Person, man, what I think it is that us as a whole, as a people, man, we don't really do a lot of critical thinking. We'll take stuff at face value, and then we don't really, critically think about it. We don't peel the onion all the way back. Behind every problem or everything that goes on, there's something behind it. So you got to peel that onion all the way back to get to the doggone bottom line.
There you go.
We don't critically think, man. Ain't no white man, no European, no cracker, as I call them, gonna put no real, true person that's about black empowerment in the public's eye, in the public's face like that all the time in their media, man. They control the media. So it's a reason that Colin Kaepernick is up there. It's a reason that he up there looking like the Black Panther, even Ali. It's a reason. Because we're a coddled people, and they know that we're looking for some black messiah, some leader. So you know what? I'm going to get that to you. But I'm going to give you this mulatto. And if somebody will really pick up the destruction of black civilization, hell, start with chapter 2. The mulatto problem, what Dr. Chance Williams talks about historically, what the mulatto has done to us as a people. But we're not reading, man. And if we are reading, we're not picking up no books by no black scholars to really get into it and peel this onion all the way back. There's a reason for everything, man. But we so coddled, man. We want, or we're looking for this leader or messiah instead of us taking a small cell in our communities and doing the work that you're looking for some leader to do.
There you go. Hey, stop right there. Stop right there, because you just hit a point. And I want to expound on that point, and I'm going to give it back to you. But you just said, instead of doing the real work and starting small in the community and doing the work that you're waiting on somebody else to do. Let me talk about that for 1 minute, all right? In my book, The Blueprint for Black Youth Empowerment, I talk about the difference between symbolic action and true, strategic, consistent, targeted work aimed at improving the economics and political and social condition of our people. Now, there's a difference, and I really want people to get this, because there's another way that Kaepernick is killing us. What the European is doing now is he's killing the old-fashioned Stokely Carmichael, Malcolm X, revolutionary activism, and he's replacing it with symbolic charity activism. Well, what's the difference? Symbolic charity activism. I show up on Thanksgiving and I give everybody turkeys. Yeah, that's good. I get some media attention. Charity work. I show up before school starts. I give the kids book bags. Charity work. Symbolism. I get attention. True revolutionary activism. What the Panthers did. I have a year-round program that teaches the youth their true history, organizes the youth, get their ideology right so that they don't fall into this assimilation, and I'm there day in and day out. Damn the book bag you gave them 5 months ago. Do you see the difference? I'm in the community. I'm going to take the young black men. I'm going to train them in being entrepreneurs instead of being slaves on the plantation. I'm in here every day in and day out. Or I'm just going to donate to big brothers, big sisters. Charitable versus systematic targeted work. Right? So, Kaepernick, everything that he's doing is symbolic. They say, well, he does the Know Your Rights thing. He goes to different cities. He does a one-day event. It's the same shit Steve Harvey do, and we all know he's an Uncle Tom. Different cities, he does this thing called Know Your Rights. Get celebrities to come out, get children to come out. Let me tell you something. I'm an attorney. I know their rights. If they're black, they don't have any. So the best thing they need to do is avoid the police. The best thing we need to do is get away from the racists. But you telling them know your rights as if that's going to make the police treat you fairly. That's bullshit. You're going to get some kids killed. Right? But anyway, if it's once or twice a year, it's not real activism. If it's just giving a turkey and leaving, not real activism. If it's saying I built a community center but it's not black specific and doesn't have a long-term black agenda, not real activism. And that's all Colin Kaepernick is doing. And he's not even donating to black organizations. Right? Okay. Go ahead, brother. You hit that, so I had to get that. But go ahead.
Where you stop me at?
You said that we waiting on some leader to come do the work that we could.
Right. We can't be looking for like a leader or a messiah. Each and every one of us got the ability to get some people together where we are and start doing something, start building something. Start with the doggone youth like you're doing right now. When I went out to LA, and I retired at 14, went to LA in 2015. 2015, within 2 months of me being there, I got a brother and a sister. We built a program, a black book club for black youth. Along with that book club, after we got them youth, every Sunday we started with Marcus Garvey book for children. We started with Queen Nzinga book for children. We went to Malcolm X for children. And we were reading and explaining and breaking that stuff down to them so they understood. And after a while, them children were wanting to hold that red, black, and green flag. They understood what do for self meant. They know how to break them colors down and who gave us that flag. They understood who Queen Nzinga was. A lot of people talking about, well, we don't talk about the queens and they. Yes, we did. We let them know about our women. There's some powerful women within the black movement. And I can't really stand when people say, oh, everybody focusing on the men. No, there's some queens out there. You just dealing with the wrong folks who talking the wrong stuff.
If they ain't studied.
Along with that, we built an adult book club. And from them book clubs, we did other things. Man, you can go and do stuff yourself. You can't wait for somebody to do it for you. If you wait for somebody to do it for you, you've been waiting the whole goddamn time and ain't nothing gonna happen. And then when you do build your little cell, network with other groups around the doggone nation, man. Hey, what y'all doing? What y'all got going on? Hey, let's do this. Well, how you doing this? So this is how network and communicate, man. And then once you do that, you got this big network across the doggone nation, and we can all come together. I'm saying you got your different groups, but it's cells working together. And you can't break a cell down. There's too many of them.
There you go.
They don't know where to hit. But once you put that one leader in place over all these black people, cut their head off, it's a wrap. When I was in the military, man, as a military person, where I was at least, worked in small cells. Worked in small cells because you can't take one cell and destroy it and the whole operation stop. No, you might have got this cell or a few people, but everybody else in these cells across this country, we coming at that ass, and you don't know where we coming from. So a small cell is going to work better anywhere. Build you some small cells. Get your people together, start reading, start studying, start training, start going over economics, start going over personal protection, home defense, start going over your own doggone battle drills, start going over black economic empowerment, and just start building instead of waiting for one person. It's a lot of people that's probably looking at you as a doggone leader, and you way in doggone Florida, and they might be in Seattle, Washington somewhere. What they waiting for you for?
Well, big fella.
And take that blueprint and build.
Let me stop you right there. Now you hit two more points that I got to jump on. Why they waiting on me? That's why I wrote this book. So just like you said, wherever you are, this book tells you exactly all the steps we went through to build BPM. Because you're right, people come on and say, when you gonna start BPM in New York? I live in Florida. I have babies and bills. You think I can move to New York for 3 months and start BPM? No, but I gave you the blueprint. You do it. What you waiting on? Right? That's number one. Then the next thing you said, you talked about when you started the book club, one of the first things you recommended was The Destruction of Black Civilization, Philosophy and Opinions of Marcus Garvey. What I want to ask the people, forget what we did hear Kaepernick say. I want to talk about the things he never said. Did Kaepernick ever recommend for you the destruction of black civilization? No. Did Kaepernick ever recommend to you the philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey? No. Did Kaepernick ever recommend to you go start your own black African-centered schools? No. Did any of the money he donated go to a school like that? No. Did he say we need our own separate communities and our own police? No. Because he can't say that. That's not who he is. If he say that, he'd be turning his back on one of his parents. He can't advocate black-owned and black-controlled institutions. Brother, Instagram is going to flip off, then I'm going to flip it back on because it gives me a time limit. So we only got 7 more seconds, but I'm going to flip it right back on. All right? Damn, they cut me off early. All right, let's bring it right back. Turn it around. Any points I need to hit on?
You already hit the main one was he didn't start this until he was a bum.
You're right.
We got that. That was amazing for me. Was he started this when he was a bum.
Mm-hmm. All right, there we go. We got to let Instagram come back on. Facebook. Only got a few more points. But we got to get Instagram back going because they only give you a little hour on there. It's always more live on Instagram. Everybody that's on Facebook need to get on Instagram. All right, let me see. I gotta get Rogue back on. See, I respect my elders. I gotta get Rogue back on. I'm not the only black man who thinks this way in America. My ancestors thought this way. They were right. All right, here go Rogue. Here go Rogue. Let me get him back up here. Shit. No. Did the wrong damn thing. Here you go. I almost blocked Rogue. Like, what happened? All right, Rogue, you back on? I'm gonna finish this point, then I'm gonna give it back to you, cause this is my main problem with Cap, right? When black people were at our most economic self-sufficient in this country, it was during the 1920s and 30s when we had black Wall Streets all across the country. And I want people to understand that Black Wall Street wasn't just in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was in Durham, North Carolina. They had them in Florida. They had them all across the country. But they were that way because we had black families and we were forced to depend on each other and do for self. Like Elijah Muhammad said, do for self. Elijah Muhammad said that separation is the only solution. Right? And I'd rather go with Elijah Muhammad than Harry Belafonte any day of the week. What I'm saying is this. If I'm working for a European law firm, I can't say the things that I'm saying now. If I'm integrated and assimilated into white society, I'm nothing but a dark-skinned European. Our liberation lies in us building our own institutions, our own communities. I'll finish off with this point. White cops are not going to stop killing black people. Okay? They're not going to stop killing black people because you say, I know my rights. They're not going to stop killing black people if you pull your pants up and be respectable. They're not going to stop killing you if you stop listening to white music, black rap music. The only way you're going to stop getting killed by racist white cops is to get away from them and to have your own communities and get from under their jurisdiction. So why won't Colin Kaepernick tell us that? That we have to separate. We tried assimilating. We tried integration. We tried being more respectable. John Crawford III, they shot him in a Walmart buying a BB gun. The brother in New York, they choked him to death. Did no crime. I can't breathe. Right? Philando Castillo, they shot him in his car. This dude worked at an elementary school. How much humble and acceptable can you get? The only way we can stop them from killing us is to get away from them. Now, how about that? Elijah said it, so you can't blame it on me. But Kaepernick will never say that. You take it, brother.
Honestly, man, with us as a people, and it's just my thought right here, I think personally that it's a proven fact that we are at war as a people. And it's a sad thing to be at war and not be able to identify, not know who our known historical enemies are. We can't be loving on everybody. We can't have peace, love, and light with everybody. I only got peace, love, and light for black folks, Africans. That's it. That's all I'm dealing with. I ain't got no peace, love, and light for nobody else. And this coming from a person who spent 25 years in the Army. I didn't know what a RBG or Black Power was for 25 years of my life. But they don't do that in Pensacola, Florida. I found out about this late in my doggone career. And that's 25 years of so-called white friends. But the moment I did read and find out, and my enemies was identified to me, it was a wrap. They was cut off instantly. Ain't no more goddamn white friends. I only look in the mirror and see my goddamn friends.
Look in the mirror.
Other black people, that's it. We we have no friends as black people. We're too busy trying to be friendly with everybody and trying to invite everybody to a damn barbecue. We ain't got no barbecue with nobody else but us.
Amen.
It's all about us. And you were right. The whole integration thing was the biggest killer. It's like they took a thing of poison and put it in a needle called integration and stuck it in all of us. Because we thought with integration, the white man's ice was cold. So we couldn't wait to leave our neighborhoods that was already built up. We had bus lines. We had doctors' offices. We had lawyers. We had groceries. We had everything. But, this white man ice is cold. And we got to get out the hood and go over there where they at. And then we get there, them crackers move.
Damn.
We destroyed our whole doggone communities to be with them, and they move.
White
they don't
flight.
want to be around us. We so busy chasing, trying to get up under this cracker's sack, and he don't want us nowhere near that. And we can't see that. We gotta love them. We can't be like they are. Well, I be goddamn. In my circle, I'm protecting only black people. I'm building with only black people. Don't give a damn about no white person, no cracker. You can call me mean and hateful all you want to, but you ain't gonna call me somebody that's not in love with my people. And my love for my people makes me hateful, and I'm the most hateful bastard in the world.
I'm Adolf Hitler. I'm goddamn Leopold. Okay. So, folks, this is what I'm gonna do. Facebook is slow, but Instagram, they still going live over there. So this is what I'm gonna do. I done covered everything I want. The guys are fake. None of the money that he's donating is going to black-specific organizations. He's not advocating black economic, social, and political independence. He's the product of integration. He's integrating again because the children that he produces will not be black. There will be no sign of black with the woman that he has. He's in bed with Black Lives Matter, DeRay McKesson, who is taking the black energy and using it to fight for LGBTQ. He is not doing anything specifically aimed at blacks. All he's doing is fooling you and telling you that if they bust you in the head and if they shoot you, just take a knee. How in the hell are you going to be quoting Fred Hampton talking about just take a knee? Fred Hampton didn't take no damn knee. He took a gun. So now you're going to be quoting Fred Hampton and Huey Newton with a black vest and an afro. You just got your afro. Look at him the first 4 years of his career. I cheer for all black quarterbacks. I couldn't cheer for Kaepernick in the Super Bowl because I didn't know what he was. He never said it.
No.
He never mentioned it. He was ambiguous. Until he became a bum on the bench. He said it might be a better way to make some money. Right? I'm going to take this thing from Marshawn Lynch, who started this rebellion, a true African. And it might be a better way to make some money. So I do not support Colin Kaepernick. In my book, the black man belongs with the black woman, making black children, building a black family, building a black community, building a black economy, building a black nation. Kaepernick is not for that. In my book, everything that I donate money to and spend money on is specifically for blacks. Building that black family, building that black community, that black economy. Kaepernick is not for that. None of my money will go towards killing black babies. None of my money will go towards gender confusion. None of my money will go towards feminism. None of my money can go there. Kaepernick is not for that. So, if you're still confused, I don't know what the hell to tell you. You talk about the $1 million, it's not for blacks. You talk about he brought attention to these issues. Damn it, we was talking about it. I didn't need Kaepernick to tell me Trayvon got killed.
All lives matter.
Hell no.
Hey, I didn't need Kaepernick to tell me Eric Garner got choked and that police brutality is a major issue. Who the hell needed that? And what's worse, with Kaepernick, they done turned the whole conversation from the blacks being killed to the damn military and the flag.
Distraction, big fella.
Distraction. Well, he brought attention to our issues. Whose attention? White people already knew. They just don't give a damn. Black people already knew. So what the hell did he do? Did you need Kaepernick to tell you police brutality was an issue?
No.
I knew when they killed the boy out in California. Young boy, they shot him through his back. What's his name?
Not Sean Bell, Oscar Grant.
Oscar Grant. They laid him on the ground in handcuffs and shot him through his back. Kaepernick wasn't even in the league yet.
I done seen niggas get killed by the police
on my street.
I didn't need Kaepernick to tell me that. And guess what? White people didn't need Kaepernick to tell them that. Well, he created a platform. No, the hell he didn't. We knew that already. We knew it was a problem already. Well, let me ask you a question. If Kaepernick won Citizen of the Year for speaking out against racism and black oppression, Khalid Muhammad should have won it every year. Why did they put him on the magazine?
Facts.
What?
He didn't fit the profile.
No.
He didn't fit what they needed him to fit.
Why did they put Khalid?
What's going on?
Everybody knew him. He was off the chain. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want you to be fooled. It's not about me beefing with Colin Kaepernick. He can't beat me in a fight. I know that. It's not about me wanting his attention. I don't want his attention. I like black women, black people, black guns, black policies, black organizations, black progressionist movements. Okay? I don't want to be on the thing looking like the new Egyptian. Kaepernick looks like the new Egyptian. Anybody who studied the history knows the old Egyptian versus the new Egyptian. I don't want to look that way. I don't want to do any of the things that he's done. I don't give a damn about Kaepernick. I'm just trying to keep you from following somebody down the wrong road to integration, child molestation, homosexuality, pedophilia, feminism. I'm trying to keep you from following somebody that's leading you down the road to the destruction of black civilization.
Facts.
Okay? That's all. That's all. My wife gives me attention. My daughters give me attention. Hell, that's all the attention I need. Talking about somebody said, well, you just want recognition. Bitch, I'm recognized.
Facts.
Okay? I'm recognized. You know, but I don't need white people's recognition. Honestly, I don't want them to know who I am. It wasn't until black people told white people who Marcus Garvey was till he got indicted. Don't give me any white recognition. I don't want no awards from them. I don't want to be on the top 40 under 40. How they say top 20 under 40. I don't want to be under the watch. Don't tell no white people about me. Don't tell them about me. But don't follow a Trojan horse. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at the comments for a second. I'm gonna see if anybody has questions. Go ahead and post them now. I'll give you a few minutes to put up some real questions. If you do, the whole crew will here will try to answer them. If not, we finna get off because Pittsburgh is playing. And they say boycott the NFL. I ain't boycotting nothing. If you just found out the NFL was racist, your ass is late. Okay? I'm cheering for the Pittsburgh Steelers because they got a black head coach. I cheer for black head coaches, black quarterbacks, and black owners. Marsh Teray, totally confused. Integrationist, thinks that we can form alliances with the white Second Amendment community, and the whole reason that there is a white Second Amendment community because they hate black people, and they want to be prepared to wipe us out. Iraq veteran 8888, James Yeager. That was a good question. I'm glad you asked that, Tyrone. I do not follow Marsh Teray. Black Guns Matter, it's a bunch of shit. Whenever you can bring Tommy LaRon on your thing, so she can't come to BPM.
Oh, hell no.
See what I'm saying? She can't come. But that guy is a deceiver. Tariq Nasheed went off on him because he was defending that other guy, Corleone Nowhere. I guess Corleone and Collins, they have a lot in common. But no. My answer to Marsh Teray is no. And he donated some money to BPM, and if he ever read this, they asked him what book he read. He had books about the American Revolution, the American Constitution. He didn't have none of our books. I said, okay, I see what's his problem. I bet he agree with interracial dating. It ain't the Cowboys, so you good. Hey, Sharina Jamila Junebug. The Cowboys gonna get theirs. All right. Do you feel Marshawn is a better example than Cap? Hell yeah!
Yes.
Oh, I forgot to be there.
What damn question is that?
Okay.
That's like asking me, do I think the Steelers are better than the Cowboys? Hell yeah!
But don't miss that talking about
Marshawn Go ahead. What?
So look how they portray Marshawn.
Well,
How they portray Kaepernick.
They try to portray Marshawn as a thug. But Marshawn Ben said, I'm not going to talk to the media. And the only thing he told, he said, you're not where I'm from. You're not in the communities where I'm at. You're not there. Your cameras aren't there.
Shout out to all my Africans.
Shout out to all my Africans, red, black, and green. You know what I'm saying? Marshawn was true to this. That's why they didn't give him the ball on the 1 yard line.
He also had the right mindset.
In the Super Bowl.
Marshawn has saved all his paychecks, so he has independence.
And started football in Africa.
Saved all this money. Where are my true Africans, right? That's the reason they created Colin Kaepernick. They created Martin Luther King because of Robert F. Williams. They created Colin Kaepernick because of Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch got a black wife and a black family. Baby. Amen. What they say? What if a mulatto does not identify with white and does show remorse or any feelings with that community? Well, I'm going to tell you like Irritated Genie said. Irritated Genie said that if you the mulatto has a higher standard of proof than a black person. You have to put in 10 years of service. You have to renounce your European ways, and you have to prove over this with consistency that you in it specifically for blacks. Not that many that done it. All right. You don't think his ideas are legit? Whose ideas? I don't know whose ideas Tyrone Hearn is talking about. But in this day and age, if you segregate, do you think that would make us weaker? Segregate from who? When we were separated from white people, we were much better. If we segregate from all these Toms and gender-confused individuals, we'll be on the path to glory. Yeah. Separation is the only solution. Don't try to make it say segregate. Don't try to make it say segregate. Say separate. That's something we choose to do.
That's Muhammad.
All right. What are your thoughts on the black people from other countries like the Caribbean? They better be on board with straight black pride. If they on board with that, then they in. If they talking about I'm not black or I believe blacks can marry other people, then get the hell out. Go back to the Caribbean. Okay. What else you got here? Is that you knew? Is that free? Oh, not Free Hampton. Fred Hampton. Yeah, I got Fred Hampton on my wall. Empress Nzinga on my wall, Shaka Zulu on my wall, Marcus Garvey on my wall, Khalid Muhammad on my wall, and BPM for life on my wall. Because guess what? Empress Nzinga and Shaka Zulu had a baby. They didn't tell you that. His name was BPM. I hear about Marshawn. How do you feel about the Pan-African nation? I don't know what the Pan-African nation is, but I know we need one.
I'm trying to get one.
I'm a Pan-Africanist. I didn't know we had a nation. Show me where it's at.
Yeah, we had one next week. Would still be in power.
What's your thoughts on HBCUs allowing non-blacks into their school? They're not financially independent, which is my problem with Colin Kaepernick. If we was financially independent, funded the way Harvard is, then we could do what we want, and then we could keep it black. But when you're depending on their money, how you gonna say I want your money, but y'all can't come? Can't say that.
Most of them started that way.
Okay, do you think that we'll gain the separation from the caveman without a so-called race war? Well, I remember there was a time when the people I'm gonna put it like this because they're not finna try to put me on the black terrorist list. What is called a BIA.
Yeah.
I'm not calling for a race war. I'm not advocating a race war. I'm not saying go out and kill anybody. I'm saying this. There's no need in rebuilding Black Wall Street if you can't defend it. I feel that you can learn from every race. That's all I need to hear. Yeah, I can learn to get away from the ass. To alienate yourself is only going to weaken. This motherfucker crazy. Hey, remind me to delete Exalted Panther. He said we can learn from every race. Well, if we want to learn how to kill,
destroy a community.
Yeah.
That's about to seal.
Yeah. To alienate yourself is only to weaken us, as we won't know how they move. We already know how the hell. Okay.
They've already showed themselves.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure I delete him.
What we been seeing all this time?
What you think about those clowns who claim not to be African? You already answered your own question. Clowns. You talking about the Hebrews? They say they from Israel.
And some of the Moors now.
I'm gonna tell you like Mitchell Chance told me last week. In ancient times, there was no Israel. There was no Middle East. There was just Africa. All of it was Africa. So even if you're from Israel, you're African. Now shut your black ass up. All right.
Hey, to answer that dude question about the race war, from with history since we've been here, it's been war. So I don't see how we looking for something that's already happened. It's like standing in the rain and talking, well, when it's gonna rain? And you so
It's an ongoing war.
We just ain't fighting back.
White sea master deception artists. If you separate, you won't even know how they're gonna try to. We already know how they try to destroy us. Ain't 6,000 damn years enough? If you stay next to him, you can't even defend yourself because that's your neighbor. Remind me to delete this person and everybody like him. What you think about Dr. Umar? Real black alpha male. Whatever he says, follow it. To a certain extent.
Facts.
Black alpha male. He said black man with black woman, right? He didn't say black man with white man. He said we need to have our own institutions, our own schools. Didn't he say it? Well, then follow him. Don't follow D-Ray.
Unless you want to pick wrong.
Hey, big brother Vern, can I drop something on you real quick?
Go ahead.
This is sum everything up with Kaepernick. The last poet said this: the revolution will not be televised. He done been on every syndicated national media, whether it's magazine, TV. So if they propping this dude up in front of you, he is not the revolution. Like he said, he's the Trojan horse. He's the trick. He's the trick. If they give us, remember, J. Edgar Hoover said this: there will not be another black Messiah unless we give them one. They trying to make him the Messiah. Leave it alone. Black Lives Matter. Leave it alone. They giving that to us. Straight black pride is the only way to go.
Amen. Ashe Hotep, as a young man at 22, what mindset should I be in every day facing the problems like on my job website? Your mindset, read this book, The Blueprint for Black Youth Empowerment, and then what you do is create your own job, because you're not going to be happy there. What are some books we can read? This is from Joy Israel. Zeke went over the book list on the commercial break. I always start with this. If y'all want a book list, come with me. I'm going to give you my top 5 right now. Everybody, get together. Let's do this. I'm going to give you my top 5.
You need to get a message to the black man.
Don't tell me what the hell I need to do. I said I'm going to give them my top 5, not your top 5.
That one may be on that.
See, we can't be using the white man vernacular.
Okay, here we go. She said, what are some books we need to read? All right. Always start with Dr. Chancellor. Don't you go anywhere without it. Okay? This is like the roadmap. This is what we need as blacks. The destruction of black civilization. Joy Israel asked me for books, so I'm going to go over some of these here. Once you got Chancellor, I want you to make sure, but to be honest with you, I can't just do it with 5, because I got to put my brother in here. Now, he made one big mistake in life, and you'll find out about it later. I'm not going to talk about it. But his scholarship was superb, because he took Egypt, which they tried to paint white, and he made it black again through his scholarship. He knew what he was doing. Sheikh Anta Diop, The African Origin of Civilizations. This book alone will destroy your black inferiority complex, which a lot of you have, if you read it enough. But he's a genius, so be ready to read it twice. After you do that, I want you to have an ideology and a roadmap going forward. You're going to get that from one of the greatest leaders of all times, The Philosophy and Opinions of Marcus Garvey. Okay? If you don't follow Garvey, then follow Elijah. You'll still be following Garvey. All right? Once you do that, I want you to go to my brother, my elder, the real OG, the Tupac of Black Empowerment, Dr. Claude Anderson, Empowernomics. Doesn't get any better than that, because we're going to have to get our economics together. Now, once you've done those things, that'll bring you up to par up until about 1990. 1980, 1990, when the game changed. That's when they reinstituted slavery with the new Jim Crow. Michelle Alexander lays this out so well. I want to give this woman 19 awards, $19 million, and everything I own. That's how good this book is. This is the best book I ever read, right? And she light skinned, so that shows you I don't dislike the light skin, but she's not a mulatto. And then you're gonna have to deal with the current attack. They've escalated from just economics, mass incarceration, poverty, education. They've gone to gender confusion. And if you want to cut that at the root, you got to go to Baba Baruti. All right? So if you want to know some books to get yourself together, start with these. Start with these. Now, I got books all around. Now if you want a quicker book, how about mine? It's not 700 pages. But it's gangster. All right? You can read that one, The Blueprint for Black Youth Empowerment, available on Amazon, and read nothing to show for it. Read this if you have sons who are athletes, because that's another slavery plantation. But she asked that question, so I gave you the books. Now, if you're going to buy any of those books, buy mine first. No. You buy Chancellor Williams first. All right. So I hope that helps you concrete idea, because that should help you with your mindset. And enjoy Israel. I want all top fives. That's what I got. How many I gave him? About 7. There's too many out there.
I think she's talking about those.
All right. Thomas Sinclair. Why you skip right over my question? What's the question? Brandon Connect. I'm gonna go back and see. Can I see his question? I don't see your question. What's your question? Is this the guy who keep talking about Thomas Sinclair? I ain't read about it. Damn. Is it okay? Okay. Dr. Umar Johnson. That's a real OG. We know he got some problems, but he an OG. But come on, he pulled out the fro. I know. I agree with creating our own jobs. I remember hearing Dick Gregory say, "Nobody got liberated by an entertainer athlete." Okay. What was the book you just mentioned? How can we make more Captains and Muhammad's? BPM. Attorney Awesome, do you think your wife will ever do a live session for us women? I don't know. I gotta ask her. Now, y'all might not want to hear what my wife got to say. I gotta ask her. Do my wife do a live session for our women? So I guess we gotta. That's a good question. Maybe we need to do one together. I'll ask her. That's gonna be hard. We gotta find somebody to keep these babies. Sadiq. We gotta find somebody to keep these babies. Black labor, white welfare. How can we counter the prison in country? BPM. What's the book written by the mixed race woman? I don't have one of those.
That'd be funny. Okay.
Was that a real question, big bro?
I don't know.
I think we need to go ahead and cut that shot.
Yeah, that's me. But I just wanted your thoughts. I don't have no thoughts. I think this the same person. Bruh, I haven't studied Thomas Sankara. Is that your hero? Then you tell me your thoughts. I don't know. He must be great, because you've been asking me about him for 8 weeks. Tell me. You tell me. Yeah, I haven't studied everybody. You know how huge Africa is? The first thing you learn when you start studying is how much you don't know. And I'm not afraid to admit that. But I know the black man should be with the black woman. Damn. Boyce Watkins is an enemy to black people. He has recently came out in support of the homophile agenda by openly endorsing and supporting Cleo Monago, the homosexual leader of the Atlanta Black Male Exchange. Boyce Watkins was once an economic expert for our people. But whenever you go and support the gender confusion efforts by our enemy, you are an enemy. Google Cleo Menengo. He has an organization aimed at teaching homosexuality to black males. Check out Boyce Watkins' interview with him where he gawks over Cleo and how awesome Cleo Menengo is, has him on the show. Once you do that, you're an enemy. If you ever see me blame Cleo on my show and I don't spend the whole time attacking him, unfollow me, don't donate to BPM, and shoot me. No, I'm not going to expand BPM. People in the different areas have to start their own. I wrote a book to show them how to do it. I'll help them do it, and I'll donate money, and I'll talk to them on the phone. But I have to stay where I'm at because we tried that. Thoughts on New Era Detroit, I like them. They seem to be pro-black family. They seem to be black specific. They seem to be real, raw, and uncut. From everything that I've seen, they gangster. I like them. They're not like Black Lives Matter. All right, let's see. We got a lot of questions tonight. Teach. Okay, no, I never said she was a mulatto. All right, well, it seems like I answered all y'all questions. I thank you all for being so engaged and interactive. Everybody that's on Facebook, y'all need to get on this Instagram because they off the chain over here. But I hope I done told y'all about this man enough. If y'all have any more questions, just inbox me. And if it ain't black specific, it ain't black. And as I always say, BPM today,
BPM tomorrow, BPM for life.
Baby. Amen. Amun Ra, Hotep, and Ashe.
What's going on, big fella?